Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian Report, and here we're looking at a daily chart for the Australian banking sector, the XXJ. And as I've mentioned before with this, it's been a bit of a catalyst for me in terms of keeping the rest of the market sort of to the upside, so to speak. Because we've got this we've got a corrective move that's come down through here as an ABC, which is the A, the B, and then 5 waves for the C wave here as this whole corrective wave here. So we're looking at an impulse wave to the upside here. So wave 1, an A and a B and a C for wave 2, nice strong third wave. So we're looking at this as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave for wave 4 here, but we don't want it becoming below this low here. So as I mentioned over the last 2 sessions at least, that this low here is really important. So while that low stays in place, we have to look to the upside for this. But if this is breached here, then the finance sector, which has got most of the weight in the ASX 200, would become bearish at that point. I know that the banks look bearish at the moment and so on, but this point here is really critical. So I can't change the trend until I have the evidence of such, even though that things look quite bearish. The ASX is picked up quite nicely, but the banks are still lagging. But this is just a critical sort of point here. So we're still looking for 5 waves to the upside in this space here. So yeah, we just really just stay there with that. So while that's in play, we need to look at the ASX to the upside. But I'm really having problems with it. As you know, I've had 2 counts. One of them is coming back down this way here as a corrective pattern as an A and a B, and then 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves for the third wave, which I'm happy with, and then the 4th and the 5th. So I'm happy with that as well. So that's very much like the banking sector as such as well, coming down its last leg. So this move here is a bit of a problem here, because here it looks to me as an A and a B and a C wave here that's not doesn't really look like 5 waves here. It looks like 3 waves here. So it's really sort of in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1 and 2, and then the third wave here. So it's not counting very well. But on the cash market, the physical market, it appears to be 5 waves up there. So I think that this is the best count. I mean, I have to make a call for this. So based on this being a wave 4 here and counting this down here, then we have to look at this, have to go to the cash market, the physical market, and look at its move up here and consider it 5 waves. And then we've got an A and a B and a C here. It dropped a little bit further than the 61.8% that we were looking at, but it is in 3 waves here in terms of 3 waves here. So that means that being 3 waves here, that means we'll take out this top here. So that's what we're seeing at the moment here, but this here does not look completed to the upside here as well. So I'm thinking that this could be counted a little bit differently here as well, but it's kind of the best fit here. So I'm looking at this as 1 and 2, and then for this part here as basically 1 and 2 in here, and 3 in here, and 4 in here, and 5 in here for the third wave, then an ABC for the 4th wave across the 6,000, and then wave 5 up here to make wave 3. I suppose wave 4 will pretty much come back and bounce off this here as well, and then we'll get another 5 waves up here. So normally a third wave comes pretty close to the top over here as well. So just bear that in mind. We might get a bit more of a push in with all of this here. Yeah, so I mean, I've tried to look at this as a bearish count as 5 waves as well. I don't get it. The only one I could do is have obviously wave 3 here. This would be wave 1 and 2, and then this would be 3 here. The only other way it would fit would be having this as wave 4 here, coming back to the wave 4 1 lesser degree, and then 5 waves down here, which is doable as wave 5 here. Because if the extension's in wave 3, that means wave 1 here and wave 5 will be roughly the same. But it doesn't make a new low here and it would still leave this as 3 waves up here, which is kind of okay as well. It can be an A wave and a B wave and a C wave over here. So I've kind of got that there as well, but I just can't see. I can have this as wave 3 here, wave 4 and wave 5 here, then having this as the A wave up here, the B wave here, and then counting 5 waves up here for a C wave in terms of 1 and 2, and then this guy here is 1 and 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the third, the fourth, the fifth, and then there'll be the fourth here and the fifth here, and finishing here. So I won't know the difference between these two counts until not only does wave C come in, but this would be also wave 3 on the bullish count. So I'd have to see this come down here either as corrective in 3 waves, which would make wave 4, or if it's 5 waves down, then we know that we've got a bearish count at that point. But we wouldn't turn bearish until this group here, group 2, became the retested resistance, because the market shouldn't go through that 72 at that point. So I can only turn bearish there. And also too, in this case here, I could only turn bearish if the 5972 became the retested resistance. So we could use this here, the 5972 here, as a catalyst for being short, but above that, staying long. Okay, so what we could do is we could put the stops under here. I think I've got that on the hourly chart. I'll just grab that. So it doesn't matter where you're in or you got in, but basically that under there would now need to be the stop to go long. And there's a possibility of getting to the 6-1 up here, but there's also a possibility of only getting up to wave 3 here. So getting to the top of wave 3 here might be a nice place to take 50% of profits at that point here. And then we can see what this wave 4 is. If it's in 3 waves, then fine, we can look to add to the trade once we know that. It might be back up here on top of group 1 support, but if we get 5 waves down, then we'll get a bounce and we'll have to exit those trades and get out from that point. But I feel that this would be simple and effective and helpful in determining what what to be long or short at this particular point in time. So I'll just leave it as that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.